You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Who suffers more during a breakup? The man or the woman? It could be both, it could be neither of those, but that is the thing that I'm going to get into today. The man typically has a delayed reaction, but it takes them longer to get over the breakup, where a woman will feel the pain of a breakup more intently at the beginning, but they tend to get over it a little bit quicker. So stick around, take a walk with me, and we'll get into the different dynamics between a man and a woman during a breakup. And if you need my help with your personal heartbreak and breakup situation, you can email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com, or you can hit the link in the description and book your session. Also, check out the Facebook link, come and join the Facebook community. We've got over 2,000 people in the group now, and we're all smashing our breakups together. My name is Nick. This is the Love Fix, and I am going to help you get you through your breakup. So I think the first thing we have to acknowledge when it comes to a breakup is that men and women are different. Well, duh, Nick, of course we're different with different genders. But when it comes down to that, yes, our biology does have an influence on why we would break up with someone and to how we get over that person. So I'm going to start with the men, because you may or may not have realized that I am a man, and kudos to you if you've figured that out by now after 180 something videos. You know, you're very smart. So with men typically have more tolerance, I would say, when it comes to breakups. Rather, they see the benefit more of investing and staying together and putting up with the bad stuff in the relationship, or trying to work on it. But a lot of men can just brush it under the carpet and go along, because we're logical creatures most of the time. Most men are. We're analytical, and we see the tangible benefit of staying together. So when a man typically is dumped, in my experience, this isn't all men, this is a rule of thumb, and it's not the outlier. Some of you will be saying, oh, well, that doesn't include me because I had the opposite effect. Okay, so bear with me. Most men will get that initial shock, but typically okay for a month or two, and then it hits them, and it really fucking hits them. And trust me, every breakup I've ever been through, it's been about 4 to 6 months before the breakup really hits me, and then I start recovery. I go through all the trauma, and it takes a long time. Now, typically speaking, on the other side of that, with women, they typically feel the pain very intently at the start, but they typically get over it quicker. Now, the biology of women is that they seek security, they seek companionship, they seek leadership. The man is their rock in their turbulent sea, and that's going to be their person. So, based on that biology, women will try to seek that security probably a little bit more quickly than a man would, because for a woman, a relationship and sex and the world in general is, shall we say, more dangerous. It's more dangerous for a woman to have sex because she can get pregnant, and obviously not so much in today's world, but if you go back to when we lived in caves, the women were very much dependent on the physical strength of a man to protect them from predators, from other male suitors who want to spread their seed. And even though we live in a very different world now, that biology is still there. So the biological drive for a woman to have security will actually push her to move on from the previous relationship a little bit quicker, just so she can be safe. Now, that may be messing with some of your minds, and you may be thinking it goes a bit deeper than that, and yeah, you might have an argument, but on the base biology of it, it's really quite simple. And here's the thing, we all look at breakups and no contact from our perspective, from our reality, from our life experience. And I hear this all the time, and in fact I actually posted this in my Facebook group today. I hear this almost about 10 times a day. Nick, how could they do that to me? I would never do that to them. Now here's the thing, guys, and this is what's really going to bake your noodle. People are not you. You are not them. And if you had their life experience, if you had their story, you would be doing the exact same thing that they did. Because they are operating from their experience, from their reality, from their trauma. And the end result of that is that they did what they did to you. Be it if they dumped you, or they're avoidant, they're anxious, they cheated, they monkey branched, or whatever. I'm not saying it's okay. But when people say to me, oh, if that was me, I would have done X, Y, and Z. Well, I have news for you. You are not them. Your dumper breaking up with you never has been and never will be about you. They broke up with the relationship with you based on the feelings for you or that relationship. They made that decision based on their life, based on their trauma, and based on their emotions in that moment. Now, that typically builds up over time. So when I try to tell people the breakup isn't about you per se, it's about the relationship with you, and they've made a decision based on their emotions to come away from you. So, getting back to breakups and no contact. Who gets through no contact better or quicker? Who suffers the most in no contact? Now, again, that's going to be largely dependent on how the breakup happened, who did what to whom, who's the dumper, who's the dumpee. But typically speaking, the woman will feel it far more intently at the beginning, but she will tend to get over it quicker. And it's the reverse for the guy. They typically don't feel it as intently, but take longer to get over it. So maybe the question shouldn't be who suffers more, but who suffers when and for how long. That's the real question, I believe. And that's just something I've come up with whilst recording this. So maybe I need to go back and change the title. Well, too late for that. It's already done. So, man or woman, it's going to suck. It's going to sting. Breakups suck. They just suck. Doesn't matter what side of that fence you are on. They suck, the big one. And that's okay. Because here's the magical thing about a breakup. That pain will mold you. It will teach you a lesson. It will force you to level up. It will lead to happiness. Because pain leads to growth, leads to happiness. So anytime that I'm going through a bad time, anytime my anxiety is at 200%, and hey guys, my anxiety's been pretty high for the last few days for a multitude of reasons. And now the thing is, I'm a functional anxious person. I keep it under control most of the time, and I can soothe it most of the time, but sometimes it just beats me for a multitude of reasons. So you can be going through whatever you're going through, and that's okay. But just like I'm trying to let my current anxiety episode teach me something, you can do the same with your breakup. What did that teach you? Look at it as a big experiment. What data did you collect? What worked well? What didn't work well? What will you do better next time? How can you level up? Don't blame your ex. Don't put it on your ex. Don't say, oh, my ex did this and my ex did that. No, fuck all that. Take responsibility for how you feel and how you respond, and what you will do today so you can be better tomorrow. What can you do today so you can attract better people? What can you do today so you can have better relationships? Those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself going through the suffering of a breakup and no contact. And I promise you, if you learn to do that, if you flip this on its head and you come at it from a different angle, this breakup can be beautiful. You can get through it. And one thing I am working on with all of my one-to-one clients is taking that path, taking that responsibility to bigger and better things. And you know what, guys? They're all starting to get it now. They're all starting to see that this was a gift. And with a little bit of coaching and a little bit of therapy, they're using this anger, this suffering, this pain as dirty fuel to get them to the next level. And they're starting to get there. They're starting to meet new people, go on better dates, meet better men and women, and have better adventures without their ex. Because I've got news for you. The world is bigger than your ex. They are one of a million, not in a million. There are many other people out there that can do it just as good, if not better than they can. But you must do the work first. And please don't think, know that you will be okay, and know that you are enough. And just because they don't find you attractive right now, or they don't see value in your companionship right now, that does not determine your attractiveness to someone else, or your value to someone else, or to yourself. So, I say this, fuck who suffers the most. It's gonna sting. It's gonna take time, and that's okay. You're feeling shit right now, it's okay. So I just want you to take a deep breath, take a step back, and give yourself a big hug. Forgive yourself for any of the shit that you got wrong, and promise yourself that you're going to work on it and you will do better next time. And that will greatly reduce how long you have to suffer through a breakup and through no contact. That's all I've got for today. If you need my help, you know what to do. Email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com, or smash the link in the description and book a coaching session with me. As always, I will see you on the other side.